Hello, princesses, and welcome back to Not Fit for Print Beauty with me, Rebecca. Today we have two different products for you that we're going to demo together. Kind of excited about that. We have the limited edition Chanel Ombre Mote Effect Quadra in the shade 388 Eclat de Nuit or Night Glow, but we are going to demonstrate that by using the entire set of the brand new Sonia G Tradition Series Keyaki Kakishibu, which releases, depending upon when you're seeing this video, releases today. If you're watching this video on the day it's released, it's releasing today. I did purchase them, but I was able to purchase early and shockingly received them early, so I thought that might help you're purchasing today if you're looking at the set or individuals. I'm so glad to have you here with me today. Don't forget that you can also follow me over on Instagram, TikTok, and on Threads. But we have a lot to do here. Lots and lots to do. And let me remind you, if you are in a hurry or only interested in one or two little things, please remember that I'm going to timestamp the heck out of this. It will be down below in the description bar. But also you can kind of scan along on the bottom there, and that will help you if you're short for time. Okay, let's talk about Sonia G first, because if you are interested in purchasing these brushes or the set of brushes individually or as a set, we'll release today, Tuesday the 23rd on Beautylish, and I will have that linked so you can take a look. As I said, I did purchase these, but I was able to get them early. All right, so basically, these are a set for $240. I have the whole set here, but they are available also in singles, so please keep that in mind, and that's why I'll make sure to show you all of the brushes here. Do you know that Sonia G has been creating her own brushes? She was a blogger at Sweet Makeup Temptations for much longer, and I always reference Sonia G's blog down below, and I'll do that again, of course, with a clickable link, because there's so much good information there. I like to geek out on her blog, and you may as well. So that is down below. But she's actually been creating brushes, I think it's since like 2017, and it's been really fun to see her production kind of ramp up again. In the past month or two, we've had quite a few new additions from Sonia G, and in fact, she tells us that the sets that sold out and the wooden brush holder, which I desperately want, is going to re-release. She's going to have information on that soon. So that's kind of fun to see. But let's talk about this here. This is the Tradition Series Keyaki, which refers to the wood, Kakishibu, which refers to this kind of persimmon or amber dye in the bristles here, eye set. So it is an eye set, and I have all 6 of them here. But again, they are also available individually. These brushes are based off the Holiday Tradition set from the year 2022. They are kind of ultimate combination of luxury and tradition. The handle length on these guys is going to be the same, I believe, as the Pro, the Fusion, the Sky, the Fundamentals, but these are in Keyaki wood, which, you know, is it's a natural wood, so it might even actually have some dents or some changes, because this is artisanal craft with Keyaki wood. The brushes all have brass ferrules, and the bristles, which are Sekoho goat hair, are dyed with, as I told you, Kakishibu, which is like a persimmon dye. Now let's talk about what you can use these on. Today we're going to use it on the Chanel Quad, which is powder, but Sonia G tells us it's for use with anything, but there's a caveat. For instance, you can use this with all formulas. You can use these brushes with powder, with cream, with liquid, but Sonia G does recommend, I saw on sweetmakeuptemptations.com on her blog, she does mostly recommend these for powders, but if you're going to be quickly blending something with cream or liquid, they're great for it. She just kind of admits that she wouldn't use them exclusively for cream or liquid, which actually kind of makes sense to me. So we're going to demonstrate all of these here with all 6 of them. We have from the largest brush all the way down to the little tiny detail one. We're going to look at that together. I also want to talk to you about this Chanel Quad. We have a lot to say here. This is the Chanel Les 4 Ombres Multi-Effect Quadra Eyeshadow. This is $3.88 Eclat de Nuit or Night Glow. It is $68 and is limited edition. And the amount of ridiculousness that so many of us have gone through to get this is crazy. So my sales associate at Chanel is out recovering from some surgery, and so I wasn't able to get the go ahead like I often do when I get products early, and I got to experience what it's like running around trying to find a Chanel product. I did get mine on the Nordstrom site, and I will link it below to the best of my ability, but I feel almost cruel when I link it because it would come in and out of stock on Nordstrom in much the same way we saw with the winter collection, the little snowflake blushes. And I get sick of posting about it. They're there, go. They're gone. No, they're back again. I don't know why. And I had exchanges in comments with so many of you about this game that it feels like either Chanel or the retailers who sell Chanel, more likely that, kind of play with us. It's frustrating at best. It's frustrating at best to try to want to pay for something, you know, and you know, if you are a fan of luxury beauty, $68, you're like, I want to try that. These shades look gorgeous, and they are multi-effect. I mean, look at this one shade down here. We're going to see swatches in 2 different lights, but I mean, they're really gorgeous, and you want to pay and then can't. And then, at least with the winter collection, so many people got it on Nordstrom and then had their order canceled. So definitely comment below if you were one of the people that got it and then got it canceled. It's really, I mean, that's frustrating. You want to buy something, you just want to pay for it and get it. The goose chase aspect of it is very, very frustrating. So I'm happy to have it here. It is limited edition. And let us know down below in comments if you got it or any tips that you have. The biggest being, get a relationship going with a Chanel sales associate. I know that means you have to have bought a lot, which I do for the channel. That's its own problem, right? Very, very frustrating. Okay, so what I want to do now is take a look at this Chanel eyeshadow palette in 2 different lightings. Here it is first on my arm in studio lighting. You can't see the full effect of it, but it is very pretty. And I'm really glad to have these new Sonia G brushes to demonstrate this with, because sometimes the Chanel formula is very subtle and it needs these kind of specialized brushes. So that's really cool. Let's take a look at these outside in the warm California sunshine. No, it's not sunny at all. Right now it is a little bit dark and dreary in California, but I'm not going to change my tagline. That would be crazy. And then I'm going to pan up and show you the crows that are waiting for me patiently on the wire. Aren't they cute? I feed them and they often make a racket, but today they sat out there quite quietly waiting patiently for me to finish my swatches, because they've realized that this is something I do when I go outside, and then I can throw some peanuts and shells out for them and they like to pick those apart. Crows are interesting little creatures, but I just thought I would show you them quietly and patiently waiting for me. Kind of sweet. Okay, I'm adjusting my mirror here and getting ready. Do me a favor and check down below. Make sure that you are still subscribed if you are subscribed to this channel. Or if you haven't, go ahead and click that subscribe button. We're almost at 20,000, but I need your help to get there. Got great giveaways, all sorts of good stuff. And don't forget that I'll have everything linked here down below for you to purchase, including the Sonia G brushes and wherever I can find the Chanel at, along with information on our $4.99 a month private membership. We have private lives every week. We have a great group going and we would love to see you there. Super thanks and all that good stuff. Okay, so we have 6 brushes here, and of course we have our Chanel eyeshadow palette. Kind of let down because the Chanel, I was really getting into the little brushes. These are just foam tipped. It's almost like, you know, for a while the brush in these luxury sets was really having a comeback. These are just foam tipped. Not as exciting as they have been in the past. I don't know what's up with that. They were giving us little brushes and little, okay. These are maybe not going to feel quite as soft, Sonia G says. I think they feel pretty soft to me. They're a great set, Sonia G says, for those of you that are starting with handcrafted artisanal brushes. She thinks they're a good place to start. So let's go ahead and start here with the T6. So these are all the traditions. They're labeled T1 through 6. This is T6. This is the biggest one. It's really good for all over placement, large and dense. It will contour and blend and highlight. So let's go ahead and use that right now on this shade right here, which is our matte shade. And I'm going to put this all over the eye. I have some mascara on, but nothing else on the eye. Oh, a little bit of concealer as primer. And I am just, look at how subtle the shadow is. Now, I like that about Chanel. Some people don't, but I do myself. I like a nice subtle eye look. And you can see the way that T6 applied it. I think it's just really sophisticated and pretty. Now, I have washed and dried these brushes. I was very lucky. I purchased these a little early, and I was really lucky to receive them early so that I could show them to you. That brush that I just used for me was just a swipe all over the eye. I like those big brushes. But you know, you could even highlight with this. You could do some contouring, as I said, and you could definitely blend. It's large and dense. I mean, it's a beautiful brush. I like those big brushes a lot. Okay, let's go ahead now and go in with the T4. This is a medium-sized crease blending brush. It's kind of flat on top, so it has a really interesting way that you can use it. It's not floppy, but it's really kind of airy and dense. And I thought we could use that to take this little shimmer product right here, and I want to work that in from the middle of the eye onto the lid. And these colors are so subtle that I love the fact that this can pick it up like that. It's really, they're a gentle brush, and I think they really work well with these formulas. And Sonia G mentions that they're great for stubborn formulas. I'm not saying that Chanel is a stubborn formula, but let's just say it's a subtle formula, and I think that's really pretty. So far we have a very subtle eye look going on there. Okay, let's go ahead now with the T5. I am jumping around. This is a really pretty brush with a pinched ferrule, and I think it's beautiful as a crease brush. And what I would like to do with it is take it into this really dark shade here that some might see as a liner shade, but I'm going to use it to kind of define. And because it's matte and I have a hooded eye, I'm going to kind of use it with circular motions into the crease. Here is where I will repeat myself because we always have new viewers here. Please remember that I leave the artistry up to you. You guys, my expertise is as a fashion and beauty editor in the written form, so I am not trying to do a tutorial. I'm just testing out how these products work. Artistry and the way you use things and your artistry, I leave up to you. Okay? All right, so let's go ahead. Oh, look at that. Wow, that is just beautiful for the T5. Wow. Wow. That is a really pretty product. And I love the fact that I'm able to really work with and diffuse this black shade onto my eye. It's just perfectly dramatic. Okay, and we're left now with the top three, the T1, the T2, and the T3. Although I'm really, look at what I've done so far with these super subtle shades in the Chanel palette. I am really enjoying that. Let's take a look here at the T3. This is kind of a multi-purpose hybrid brush. It's really stable, and Sonia G refers to it as predictable. It's good in the crease and for blending. This will lay down. It's a new shape for her. Some of these can be compared. And you know, you guys on Instagram, I'm really super happy over on Instagram to compare these to. I got all of Sonia G's brushes, every single one of them, but also cross-brand brush comparisons. But this one, you're not going to find too many. This is kind of a new shape for Sonia G, this T3 brush, and I want to use it to kind of add in a little bit of this really interesting shade here on the middle of the eye, just kind of like this, just right into the center of the eye, like that. Oh gosh, that's pretty. Yeah, like I said, a predictable, it's not going to get away from you. Just kind of, I want to actually put that a little bit more. I love this shade. I want to put a little bit more. And look how it works with this subtle Chanel formula. The reason I chose to do Chanel, I mean, this was a new palette to me, so I wanted to show it to you guys. But I also thought these are where the Sonia G brushes really shine with these slightly hesitant formulas. Again, the Chanel formula is not one that is hard to blend or anything like that, but they're very subtle, and so you want a brush that's going to pick this up. Let's look at the T2. This is definitely a lay down brush or a builder brush. It's thick, it's flexible, it'll smoke and define and diffuse, and so I want to take this and actually go into that dark shade. I want to go really smoky with this palette and do a nice big fat look underneath my eye. I'm not trying to be subtle or cute. I just kind of want to really lay that down like that. I like that. And then I want to even go, I'm obsessed with the shade now right here, and I want to even put that a little bit under the eye. I don't know, I like that. Wow. Look at this. Such subtle eyeshadow, but look at how smoky and pretty we're getting. But don't forget the T1. This is an interesting little smudger. Love brushes like this. Love brushes like this. This was great for the lash line. This is really good for difficult formulas. This is not a difficult formula as such, but a formula you don't feel you're getting a lot of payoff with your brush. This is really good for it. It will lay down, it will smudge, it will define. Let's go ahead and use this on the upper lash line where I'm going to go back into that dark smoky shade and really just kind of fit it in. See, down underneath the eye, I wanted something a little bit thicker and really kind of smoky and rock and roll. But up here, yes, I can be rock and roll. You stop that now. But up here, I really want it close to the lash line. Also, I can take a little bit more of this shade right here because this will really lay it down and really get that back into the inner corner with this shade here. Oh, I'm loving this look. I am really, look at that, such a subtle palette, but we used all 6 brushes, and I think personally that this brush set really brought this look to life. Now you could also use this on a really high intensity, high pigment, of course, tap the brush off just a little bit, not a ton, you know, these brushes are gentle, so just kind of, you know, get the product off of it a little bit more. But when you have a subtle shadow like this, it's even better, and wow, I love that smoky look. Really kind of nightclubby and smoky. I need a darker lip. By the way, this T1, you know what I'm going to recommend using this for? I love a kind of pencil, dense, not as flexible shadow brush to use as a lip brush because I don't like lip brushes in general. They're long and they're flimsy and I think they get away from you. I love something like this if I'm just kind of using it to tap in a really dark red, which really I kind of need for this eye, don't I? Kind of need that for this eye. So that would be really pretty. I don't know what happened with the included brushes with Chanel. They seem to have gone back. They were giving us such nice ones for a while, but they seem to have gone back on that. Now, I always clean my Sonia G brushes first, as I said, helps them kind of achieve their maximum fluffiness. When they arrive packaged up, they need that little bit of a wash and a dry just to kind of fluff them up. And I do have a video on how to wash brushes, which I will link at the end of the video for your reference if you're wondering about how I go about doing that. There are a few different ways though, but that is absolutely beautiful. These brushes will have a beloved, very, very esteemed level in my collection for sure. Let me know if you're thinking of purchasing it. This video comes out early, so I might have caught you just before you buy, or just when you're starting to think about it, or just after, but I definitely hope it's helpful. And I'm not trying to make you jealous with this quad. It is still available out there, but admittedly a little bit tough to find. Ask me any questions below. This is what makes us a community. Do you need these brushes compared to anything over on Instagram to help with your, to help figure out what to buy? That's why I'm here, guys. That's what I use my Instagram for. I'm super happy to do it. You can ask me here with your name on Instagram or over on Instagram. Like I said, very community centered here at Not Fit for Print Beauty. So let me know that, as well as any other thoughts on this shadow collection, on these brushes, anything like that. Don't forget to share and like, and of course subscribe. And I look forward to seeing all of you in the next video. Bye-bye.